Hey everyone out there, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Talks with Tim. I am your host, Timothy Boston, and before I get into the entertainment news that I have to share with you this week, there are a few birthday shout outs that I would like to get out of the way. On Sunday, November the 6th, Lamar Odom celebrated his 32nd birthday. Lamar also shares a birthday with Vandy Newton, who celebrated her 39th birthday. On Wednesday, November the 9th, rapper Cisco celebrated his 33rd birthday. And on Thursday, November the 10th, Michael J. White celebrated his 44th birthday, sharing his birthday with famed comic Sinbad, who celebrated his 55th birthday. And today, Friday, November the 11th, Lavelle Crawford celebrates his 43rd birthday. To all of them, I say happy birthday, and I wish all of them many more. If you have access to their Facebook, their Twitters, or any other fan page sites, please go in and join me in wishing them a happy birthday. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to Talks with Tim. Here's what people are talking about this week. Many people were sitting around last week awaiting the verdict in the Conrad Murrary trial. Just to give you a little bit of a history, Dr. Conrad Murrary is the Houston, Texas doctor that was charged in the 2009 death of Michael Jackson, pop icon Michael Jackson. He was charged with one count of involuntary manslaughter, in which it appears, according to charging documents, that he was responsible for administering a fatal dosage of powerful drug called propofol to Michael Jackson prior to his death. And apparently the all 12 juries thought with the prosecution that Dr. Murray was guilty of what he was being accused of. Now, I've personally been looking at how other people have been responding to the verdict, the guilty verdict. And, it's been really a lot of mixed sides. There are some people supporting the verdict. There are some people that are against it. I personally support the verdict. I personally think that Dr. Murray, as a physician, had the duty and responsibility to care for Michael Jackson in a manner that would not have harmed him the way that it did. I think that he should have known that, number one, he should have known that he should not have been administering propofol anyway, let alone administering so much where it caused it resulted in Michael Jackson's death. So I think he should have known better. I do somewhat agree that maybe Michael Jackson's influence played a big part, in his decision. However, he was the patient. Michael Jackson was the patient. Dr. Murray was the physician, and I think that he should have decided differently. According to what many of the media outlets are reporting, Dr. Murray purchased 5 gallons or several gallons of this drug for specifically for Michael Jackson, and it's just I personally I agree with the decision. I feel like Dr. Murray did not act within his he did not act as he should have in this case, and even though he probably won't even, because he's facing 4 years, I personally don't think that he's going to be sentenced to 4 years in this. But I think the lifelong ridicule that he will have as a result of being found guilty in this case is going to be even more severe than any prison sentence that he could possibly serve. So he's being sentenced on November 29th. I will bring you that information that following broadcast about how long he was actually sentenced to. The next thing I wanted to share with you is a little bit different than what I would usually share to my YouTube viewers. But one of the biggest things in the press this week is the whole Penn State child sex abuse scandal. And apparently the legendary coach Joe Paterno was fired along with the president of Penn State University because they failed to follow through properly with an investigation of child sex abuse allegations against another coach. And there has been this huge uproar. I mean, these people are rioting, they're turning over trucks. I mean, they are very, very, very passionate about how they believe that Joe Paterno should not have been fired. Now, again, I want to try to stay neutral here, but though I understand that Coach Paterno has been at the school a very long time, I know that he's a legend. I mean, it appears that he there even have statues with him at this school. However, I think that he too had the professional responsibility to handle this situation differently. I understand that this individual that is being accused and is now, I think he is also now facing charges, but um, I knew that they were colleagues, and apparently the athletics teams at Penn State are very, very close, and it's a moneymaker there. However, I think money and power really played a big part in why this was kept under the rug for so very long. But in this situation, I think that everyone had a responsibility. Everyone involved in the situation had a responsibility to report this situation, not only to campus officials, but to the police, which is probably why the president of the university was also fired, because it really feels like they tried to keep it within the university, within their own personal circle. And this is just my opinion. I'm not sure if this is actually what happened, but from what I have read, it looks like they really tried to keep it with their own personal circle. But things done in the dark does usually come to the light, and here's what happens. This is what happens when you don't deal with situations when you should deal with them. You should not wait several years later to deal with allegations like this. First he was talking about even retiring, but before he even finalized his retirement, he was dismissed by the trustees at the university. I think much of this could have been avoided. If he had followed through. If he had followed through with this investigation, if he would have made sure that someone somewhere reported this to the police and followed through. Anytime, to me, especially relating to children, uh, anytime you hear of allegations like that, to me, it's almost natural for you want to make sure that it's investigated. I mean, everyone wants it to be say no, it didn't happen like that. But these are children involved. Apparently, the victim that was involved was only 10 years old, and here's a coach who's entrusted with the lives of so many young children. And it's troubling to me that these people are out in Pennsylvania and are really, really uproaring, not for the sake, not they're not saying, okay, we are upset that this information was kept, and that this guy was able to continue to coach at Penn State after all these years. No, they are saying that because Coach Paterno has been there for so long that he should not be punished. No, I don't personally believe that. I do think that he should be punished. I do agree with the trustees' decision. I hope that that Penn State officials will use this as a teachable moment. But everyone, no one is exempt. Joe Paterno is not exempt from being punished. Okay. Again, I know he's probably touched a lot of lives and he's been there a long time. Again, he's a legend, but that does not make him exempt from being expected from doing right or wrong. That's just my personal opinion on the case. Feel free to leave your comments about what you think about the situation, not only about the Joe Paterno Penn State situation, but what you also think about the Conrad Murrary verdict. Let me know what you think. I want to hear your views and your opinions on the topics that I suggest here. And also in other news, the fourth season of the Real Housewives in Atlanta set record highs views last week. It aired last Sunday on Bravo at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and apparently to many of the outlet reports that I am reading, the views were higher than any other Real Housewives franchise. So I say kudos to all of them. We talking about Nene, Phaedra, Sheree, Candy, Kim, and Cynthia Bailey. How could I forget the beautiful Cynthia Bailey? All of those ladies, all six of them, I say kudos to them. And I'm really looking forward to the upcoming weeks of this. Again, make sure you check out my review, and you can also look forward to my weekly review every Sunday after the show of each week of the Atlanta Housewives. Also, the entertainment industry itself is mourning the death of two icons in two totally different sides of the entertainment industry. On one side, rap icon and legend Heavy D was found dead in his was found dead within the walls of his California condominium building this week, and he died at the age of 44. And also boxing icon Joe Frazier, Smoking Joe Frazier, also died this week. And he was 67 years old. In happier news, R. Kelly is coming out with a biography entitled Solar Coaster, and that's due in stores on November the 15th. Be sure to go out and support that. Apparently, this is going to detail his life from beginning to where it is now. I personally am a fan of R. Kelly, but not, and I'm really looking forward to actually reading this and supporting this, and also. The talented Tyrese is expected to play Teddy Pendergrass in an upcoming biopic. There's really not a lot of information on that right now. I don't have any dates available, but I'm really looking forward to. Supporting that. Again, as I say always, we need to support, celebrate, and encourage everyone in our community, as that's very important. It's very near and dear to my heart. So again, I want to encourage and support and celebrate everyone that I can at one time. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to my weekly broadcast of Talks with Tim. You can always check me out here every week again. And again, you can also look forward to seeing my weekly reviews of Real Housewives of Atlanta every Sunday after the show. You can contact me. My contact information is always under the Show More field. And I want you to leave me comments, suggestions, opinions, topic suggestions, and etc. on under the video, and any other way that you can get in contact with me otherwise. So until next time, YouTube, thank you so much for the support. Take care.